Hello, everybody. Hello, my name is Nicole, and welcome to another session of Holy Fire. So, today's topic is really interesting topic. The topic today is how to stay calm during challenging moments. Do you think today's topic applies to you? How do you stay calm during challenging moments? Have you ever found yourself in a very difficult situation and you were losing your cool? You are almost blowing your top. You cannot contain yourself because somebody is pushing your button. Could be your partner, could be your family members, and very commonly, workplace. Colleague is pushing you, your boss is being mean, somebody says something really nasty to you, somebody has been unreasonable, and you are losing your cool. You wish you can control your temper, you wish you could manage your temper, but you could not because the heat during that moment was just too much. It happens to all of us. So, have you ever responded in a very maybe unhealthy way, in a way that you wish you did not? I think many of us have gone through that before. Would you like to stay calm in all situations and respond calmly and appropriately? Is that what you want? If this is what you're looking for, today's topic is for you. So, stay tuned. So today's topic is how to stay calm during challenging moments, and you can save your relationship, your career, or your business. So when somebody behaves in an unreasonable way to you, the most natural response or reaction is to react angrily according to your emotions. If somebody is shouting at you, if somebody is being mean to you, somebody is being disrespectful or rude to you, you get angry, you get emotionally triggered. So what do? You respond accordingly to your emotion. And usually it's not very pleasant. It escalates the tension and it leads to something that you may not want. It may bring you to a place that you do not want to be. So you can say, if somebody has been mean to me, I have the right to respond angrily. Yes, you do have the right to respond angrily. But is that what you really want to do? Making yourself upset, getting yourself caught up in an argument, and finding yourself in a place much later on that you regret. Let me give you an example. So your partner comes in today and says something maybe not in a very pleasant way. Maybe your partner says, "Hey, you left the dishes in the sink without washing up." Maybe the tone was unpleasant. Maybe your partner had a rough day at work and she comes back or he comes back and he sees the sink piled up with your dishes. And you did not do the dishes. You did not wash up. So your partner comes in and tell you, and you were trying to rest, you're reading a book, you're having a nice time, and then your partner comes in with an unpleasant tone, kind of reprimanding you that you did not do the dishes. So you are triggered emotionally because you don't like how your partner was talking to you. You do not like the tone of her voice or his voice. So you are emotionally triggered. So at this point, there are two things you can do right now. One is to respond emotionally. Focus on your emotion and see how you feel. If you're not happy, you may lash back and say, "Who are you to tell me that? Last week, you also did not do your dishes and I had to clean it for you." So you can respond emotionally. You can respond in an angry way and say, "It's justified." Or you can focus on the purpose of being with your partner. What is the purpose of your relationship? The purpose that you are with a partner is so that you can have a happy marriage, a happy relationship. You want to have a happy, joyful, peaceful relationship with your partner. So if you focus on your emotion, you are going to lash back angrily and say whatever's on your mind because you're simply reacting emotionally. But if you're focusing on the purpose, which is to love your partner and have a wonderful marriage, you would choose a different path. You would say, "I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry I forgot to wash my dishes. I'm sorry you had to do it for me. Thank you so much. And next time, I will remember." Can you see the difference? One is focusing on your emotions and lashing out. And the second is to focus on your purpose. What is your purpose to be with this partner? That is to love your partner and to be loved. Is that what you want? Do you want to focus on your emotions or do you want to focus on the purpose? When you focus on the purpose, everything change. Nothing is escalating, you are de-escalating. And do you realize the moment you focus on the purpose, you have basically shifted your perception. And this is part of the miracle healing principles. Do you realize that? So you see, the moment you focus on the purpose, you are no longer angry because your mind is shifted into a more positive place. So if you say, well, my partner came in, I was trying to rest, I was trying to read a book and have a nice time and chill out, and then she came in and reprimanded me in an unpleasant tone. So therefore, I have the right to reprimand her back. If you choose that, ask yourself, do you think you are improving your relationship? Do you think you would have a good relationship? But if you focus on the purpose, you can maintain the love and harmony in your family. So if you focus on the purpose of your relationship being with your partner, you will respond in a nicer tone, a more loving tone, more forgiving tone, more patient tone. So now I will share with you a few more case examples. Recently, we had a student who's on the mentorship program with me, which means he will be receiving personal coaching from me. So in personal coaching, I always ask for updates. Every week, you update me twice. So you're supposed to send me your updates on your insights, your personal development. How are you growing? How are you learning? How is our course guiding you along? What have you been doing the entire week? So that is the kind of updates that I expect from our students. So this student has been sending me updates, but the updates were not quality updates. For example, he would just say, today I did my prayers, I did my healing. So that's his updates. And I've told him a few times before, previously, this is not the kind of updates I'm looking at. I am looking at updates on his personal learning. Where is he now? What has he been learning? How far is he growing? What are his insights? How has he been allowing himself to grow together with our program? So that is the kind of updates I wanted, but he did not send me those updates despite many reminders. So the last update he sent me was the same update he had been sending me for a few weeks, and those were not quality updates. And when you do not send me quality updates, you are not benefiting from our coaching program. So once again, I had to repeat to him. I said, this is not the kind of quality updates I want. So I explained to him all over again what kind of quality updates I really want. So he got really angry and he said, this is the update for you, which means he is not following our protocols. He is not learning our system. This means he is forcing me to adapt to his system rather than he learning from our system. So he got really angry and he said that he's not going to change. He wants it his way. So I told him, look, it is your job to follow our system. It is your job to follow Holy Spirit, not Holy Spirit follow you, because you are the one who needs healing, because he has a medical condition that's very serious, has been plugging him for more than 20 years. And I said, you are the one with the problem. So you need to follow Holy Spirit, not Holy Spirit and me following you, because if we were to follow you, you might never be healed. So he really lost his temper and he really blew up. He blew up at me over text, and I know that in person he probably would be screaming because he had screamed at me before. So when I saw all the angry text messages, again, there are two things I can do. Number one, respond according to my emotions, because right now he's being extremely rude and disrespectful and he's blowing his top. I can also say it's justified for me to blow my top. It is justified for me to respond to him the same way he is talking to me. Is it justified? Yes, it's justified. But I don't want to focus on my emotions. I want to focus on the purpose. Why am I even talking to him? The purpose is to help him heal his very serious health condition, not to reprimand him, not to get into an argument, not to win a war, even though it's justified. Because he blew up, it's justified for me to blow up back at him. So if I focus on my emotions, I will be sending him back lots and lots of angry messages and tell him it's justified. but I focus on the purpose. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to help him heal his health problem. So when I focus on the purpose, I change. My mind change. Why? Because if I am focused on helping him to heal, it reminds me that I am working for the Holy Spirit. So if I am working for the Holy Spirit, is there any reason for me to lash back at him? No, my purpose would be to help him. So I told him, my purpose here is to not to get an argument with you so often. My purpose is to help you heal. My question for you is, how can I help you? And because I shifted my focus from emotions to the purpose, I was very calm and I was not angry at all, not even a wee bit, despite him blowing up at me. Can you see the miracle? Yes. So for this student, my question for this person is, do you want to get angry and focus on your emotions? Or do you want to focus on the purpose, which is to get you healed? I had a very interesting incident recently. I was moving out from my old house. I had a great time at old house. I enjoyed living there. But there was a problem. The landlord was not a very nice person. And the landlord is quite notorious in the neighborhood. Many people know her. And they told me she's very mean and very nasty and very rude. And they told me, when you move out, you got to be really careful. So I was very, very careful. But just like maybe a week before I moved out, she started becoming extremely mean to me. And I said, oh, wow, what the neighbors were telling me were true. They told me, when you try to move out, she will try to keep your deposit and she will find all kinds of reasons not to return your 2 months deposit. So I was mentally prepared. And then she made life very difficult when we were trying to move out. And she tried to host a handover day on a day I couldn't make it, because then I knew she's up to some kind of mischief. So during inspection day, I was very careful because the neighbors have said, she will try to cheat you. She will try to always, all kinds of means and ways not to return your deposit. Be careful. So on that day, during the inspection and handover, the agents, the real estate agents were there. She was there. And then she had another manager was there, and they were going around inspecting the house. Now, when I live at anyone's house, I keep the house in excellent condition. Of course, there will be wear and tear. Of course, you need to touch up after 1 year. When a tenant moves out after 1 year, of course, you need to touch up something. There's always wear and tear. So there were very little touch-ups here and there, but there were no serious damage. And we had 2 cats. So they found some fur on the curtain. No problem. That's our fault. We can clear that. So I knew she's a dishonest person. So what I did was I did a video recording of the entire house, a detailed recording of the entire house to prove that there were no damages. The agent even said there are no serious damages. Yeah, there's some fur around, but we can clean it up, no problem. And I said, are you sure? She said, yes, there are no serious damage. And then when the day comes, when she was supposed to return the deposit, we never heard from her. She disappeared. The agents were going after her, calling her very often, and she doesn't pick up the phone until the deadline is over. The deadline is 30 days. She never returned the deposit. So I spoke to the agent, and the agent was really going after her. And then she came back with this story. She said, I really want to return Nicole's deposit, but I cannot because my house was severely damaged. And she charged me something like $4,000 for the damages. So the agent forced her, and the agent threatened her, you have to return the deposit. So she returned a small bit. And then she said the rest were compensation for her damaged house. And I asked her for evidence. I said, where are the damages? Can you show me? Do you have videos and photos? She could not produce any. So I asked the real estate agent, I said, where are the damages? Then she was changing stories. One moment she said there was severe damages. And then after that she said, oh, it was very dirty. I had to spend a lot of money to call the professional cleaners to clean the house many, many times. Not once, not twice. They had to do it 5 times because there was a lot of fur all over the place. It was so dirty. None of that. I had videos, I had photos as evidence. None of that. So, do you think this is fair? She was literally pushing my button. Initially, I was really mad. So I called her names. I said, you are very dishonest and you're very notorious in the neighborhood. You are well known for cheating. And then I realized I was focusing on my emotions, because if I said that, maybe I'll never see my deposit back. So I decided to switch gear. Instead of focusing on my emotions, I focus on the purpose. What's the purpose of talking to her now with the agent and me? The purpose is to get back our deposit. So I decided not to get emotional. I decided to focus on the purpose. What's the purpose? The purpose is to talk to her in a reasonable way so that she can return our deposit. So I sat down, I talked to our agents, we had a strategy, and all of us said, let us not get emotional, let us be logical and focus on the purpose, which is to help Nicole get back her deposit. So we wrote her a nice, respectful email, and we list down all the things in a very reasonable way. And we started the email with this sentence: we respectfully request for a renegotiation. I think that will calm her down and make her less angry. And when we took that approach, things were going well. So right now we're still in negotiation stage, but things are definitely looking a lot more positive than before. So this is what I mean by not focusing on your emotions. If I'm focused on my emotions, I'll be blasting her. I'll be sending her a lot of very mean emails, just like her. I would say it's justified. She's mean, she's dishonest, she's nasty, she's unreasonable. So my anger is justified. Yes, it is justified. But is that where you want to go? Do you want to anger her so much and you don't get your deposit? Or you focus on the purpose? Let's renegotiate. Let's find a solution. So yes, I do agree. It can be challenging to remind yourself to focus on the purpose, but it can be done. And we have been helping our students to do this very often. One of the things is students love to call us and tell us, I'm having problems with my kids. I'm so mad at them. They are doing this. They're so rude. They're so mean. My daughters, my son, they don't visit me. Blah, 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 blah. And then when I'm talking to them, they would be complaining all about their kids, how they want to get back to their kids. My kids have blocked me on WhatsApp. I cannot message them anymore. And I said, if your kids did not block you on WhatsApp and you can message them, what will you do? I can tell you what they'll do. They'll be sending a lot of blasting messages to reprimand their kids. So I tell them, as I talk to our students, I'll say, so there are two things now. You can continue to focus on your emotions and get angry with your kids and continue to send them angry messages and make matters worse. Or two, focus on the purpose. Why are you here with me now? I'm talking to you. Do you just want to keep getting angry? Do you want to keep venting your frustration? Or are you here for solutions? Are you here to heal your relationships with your kids and they come back to you? Which one do you want? Do you want to get angry and spend all your time with me every time we get on a coaching call? You are scolding your kids, you're venting your anger, or do you want your kids back? So if you focus on your purpose, you'll be focusing on the healing. You'll be listening to the Holy Spirit. We would be both listening to the Holy Spirit and following His guidance and His instructions. And that would be your purpose. And one more, I'm going to give you one more example, which I believe this must have happened to almost every one of you. Injustice, unfair situation. Where? At the workplace. Have you been bullied at the workplace? Have you encountered an unjust incident at your workplace where you have been accused or you were being reprimanded by your bosses for something that you did not do? Or maybe you were set up by your competitors. Maybe you were set up by one of your colleagues. So we have students like that. They will tell me something terrible happened at work and I have been maligned. I have been accused of something that I didn't do. It's unfair. And they go on and on and on complaining about their workplace, about their bosses, about the colleague who set them up, who sabotaged them, who backstabbed them. Yes, I need some stories sometimes. I need to know the background stories. But if every phone call, this person is constantly seeking revenge, it sounds like this person is not focusing on healing, which is the purpose of the phone call, purpose of the coaching call. So whenever I talk to the same person, this person brings up how much she hates the colleagues because the colleagues set her up and she's looking for revenge. She's thinking of how to get her fired, how to strategize the revenge, how to get her fired, how to expose her. Are you here with me on a call to plot for revenge and makes things worse? Or are you here for healing and you want to heal the situation at your workplace? Are you here for your purpose of getting yourself into an emotional turmoil, emotional indulgence? You get so happy when you're plotting for revenge. You feel so happy. Or do you want to heal your current situation and clear your name and then have a wonderful time and career in your company? Which one do you want? Do you want to focus on your emotion and continue to get angry, plotting for revenge, or you want healing, which is the purpose why you are here? So you see, the moment they switch, sometimes they cannot. Sometimes they want to go on. Nicole, wait, hear me out. I have more to tell you. And then they go on telling me how they want to seek revenge. That's one way. Or they stop and say, okay, I am here to heal the situation. I want a solution and I want to clear my name and I want my boss to trust me again. I say, great. That is the purpose why you are on a coaching program with me, to heal your workplace situation. So you see, the moment you focus on your purpose, you have already chosen the path of miracles. So the next time somebody makes you mad, do not focus on your emotions. Focus on the purpose. So if you have a really good friend and your good friend has been with you for 20 years and this person has been always been supportive of you, but one day this very good friend may say something maybe you don't like, maybe something that was inappropriate to you, do you want to respond angrily and spoil the 20 years of friendship? Or do you want to stay on the purpose? The purpose is to enjoy many more years of good friendship with this person. So if you value the purpose, you will not respond in an unhealthy way. You will not lash back at the person. You will not take it out on the person. You will not want to hurt the person back. So you see, whenever you lash back at a person, basically you're seeking revenge. So if your partner or a loved one hurt you with a comment, do you want to seek revenge or do you want to have a good relationship with them? If you want revenge, you lash back at them. If you focus on the purpose, which is to have a wonderful relationship with them, you will respond in a loving and compassionate manner. So when you focus on the purpose, you become more loving, more patient, more gentle, more forgiving. So focusing on your purpose is choosing miracles.